Are you afraid of the dark? So we're here to talk about, obviously, Are You Afraid of the Dark? One of the best, if not the best, shows from the 90s. So we're going to have fun here with the Midnight Society. Go over it, tell some ghostly stories, and I hope you all enjoy. Here we are to start with the first episode. So, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. I call this story
The Tale of the Phantom Cab.
Are You Afraid of the Dark, a horror anthology television series, much like Goosebumps, that originally aired on Nickelodeon from 1990 to 1996. The first 5 seasons, 65 episodes, created by DJ McHale, and had each of the members telling stories, thus the anthology part. There's a little history on that. Now on to the episode. Yes? Being the first episode, we get a very nice introduction to the kids who make up the Midnight Society, narrated to us by Gary. The other members are Betty Ann, Kiki, Kristen, David, and Eric. I love the separately, we're all different, but one thing draws us together, the dark. Episode 1, we're also introduced to a new recruit from David, Frank, a tough guy. David throws the powder in, we get that cool whoosh, and we get the beginning of the tale of the Phantom Cab. Brothers Denny and Buzz are in the woods and get lost. They bicker a lot, stuff happens.
Grab me, you jerk!
Did he say turd? No, I'm sure it's jerk. And night falls and we find out Buzz had them going the wrong way thanks to his magnet belt buckle. Those things are always a problem, causing the compass to always point one way. After some more sibling bickering, they spot a light coming their way and wonder who it is, a park ranger? Or Jason Voorhees, that's the two they're going with. Nah, it's just Flynn. He tells the boys to follow him to a doctor who lives in a cottage in the woods. Buzz is hesitant, which I would be too. Creepy guy in the woods, tells 2 young guys to follow him, always has his hand in his pocket. They arrive at the cottage and damn, it looks hellish. Then we get more hellish things like moaning trees and bushes. What the hell? The door is open and Dr. Vink makes his grand entrance and lets the 2 young lads in. Dr. Vink, a great character played by Aaron Tager. Did you say Dr. Fink? No, Vink with a Classic. Oh, also, he's not a nutbag. Delicious. Dr. Vink becomes the Riddler and decides to test the boys' knowledge in, well, riddles. Seriously, this man loves riddles. Like, really crazy about them. Look at this guy. Vink decides to help them only if they can solve this one riddle. Can you solve it, by the way? What is it that has no weight, can be seen by the naked eye, and when you put it in a barrel, it makes the barrel lighter? They have their chance and fail. Vink says that they lend him a hand, he'll help. That freaks him out, so instead, he tells them to get the hell out. There's a trail down the road, and a cab will be waiting for them. Sounds crazy, right? What? Would you look at that? There are cabins in the woods, and apparently cabs in the woods, too. This episode also has the Midnight Society appear in the middle of the story. Not usually a thing too often, because it's usually just for the opening and ending for our storytellers. And I do agree with Frank to shut up and let him continue. Apparently the wolves do too. We find out the taxi driver is Flynn, though he looks more paler than usual. He tells them he gives rides to the folks who can't answer Dr. Vink's riddles. Happened to him 40 years ago. Wait, what? And reveals it was his hand Vink showed the boys earlier. Something's not right about this Flynn guy either, I see. Well, now comes for the big reveal, and it's a doozy. Flynn says he crashed into a tree and sorta died, doing his best owl impression and laughing. It's both disturbing and funny. The cab is now like speeding crazy fast, zigzagging through the woods. He says they'll crash into that tree, and what an explosion it'll be in a few seconds, and hoping that they would have broken the curse, but, oh well. Time grows shorter, but Buzz does figure it out, and they are both save, the curse is lifted. Denny and Buzz are rescued by a ranger, and when they go back to the cottage with the police, it's shock face, gone. The end. The members of the Midnight Society then all unanimously vote Frank in. Hooray. End of episode 1. The Tale of the Phantom Cab is an interesting first choice. On one hand, it's got a good setting, the woods. It's eerie all the time, and then they got the fog effects and everything. Getting lost in the woods is something realistically scary, especially once night falls. It also fits into that folk tale, fairy tale lore that they kind of wanted for these stories, so it wasn't too scary for kids, and the history is, if parents got upset, they can say, well, the books are the cause of this and not us. On the other hand, a ghost cab in the woods, that is super out there. Plus Dr. Vink being super out there as well. This episode definitely had the horror mixed with some lightheartedness to not scare kids too much. It worked as a first episode, in my opinion. I also love the riddles. More importantly, we get our first appearance of Frank's OC, Dr. Vink. He's always a joy to watch in this series. Oh yeah, and I won't spoil the riddles because go watch the episode and figure what the riddle is in the episode. Unless you guess it, then congratulations, you also broke some sort of curse. So that's that. Thank you all so far. Hope you enjoyed it. Love this series. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this episode, what you think of Are You Afraid of the Dark in general. Do you have any memories of it? I always love the idea of meeting up in a scary dark location with friends and telling scary stories. I would have loved to be a member of the Midnight Society as a kid. Sadly, that didn't happen, as besides myself, most of my friends at the time weren't good at coming up with their own stories. Now today, oh boy, but of course we usually do that stuff, and we did do that stuff when it more of script writing and stuff for filmmaking. But anyway, did you and your friends try to do a Midnight Society? Let me know, like the video, subscribe. See you next time.